Hello and welcome to the first in a series of videos where I am going to be documenting my first ever solo trip to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I've been before, but this will be the first time that I've gone solely with the intention of focusing on exploring and photography and just really seeing all the things that I never felt I had the time to appreciate on my other trips to Disney World. So I've been looking forward to a trip like this for a long time, and I'm so excited that it's now finally happening. These videos are going to be more like a live travel vlog and less of a photography tutorial, so I don't know how that's going to go. We're going to find out together. See you on the ground.
Alright, so I just touched down in Orlando. I don't have to go to baggage claim because I fly carry-on, and now I'm heading over here to the Mirrors desk to find my shuttle bus to my resort. And then I forgot about one thing. I forgot it's humid as hell here. It was 50 degrees when I left San Francisco, and it is 96 degrees with humidity here. I checked into my room here at All Star Sports. This is going to be my place for the week, so let's go check it out. All right, here I am in my room for the next couple of days. I'm only here for 3 days, 4 nights. It's the end of September, so it's hot, it's humid, it's a little rainy, but I was able to fit everything I need into one carry-on style bag. I was able to fit all of my clothing into this one compression sack. On the aircraft, I used my usual Peak Design bag as my personal item. It had my iPad and my earphones and a couple of other things. I'm gonna now repack this to hold all my photo gear. Camera gear, I wanted to keep it pretty light. I wanted to stick with lenses I have not brought here to Orlando before. So I brought 3 lenses, and none of these have been here before. So on my OM1 Mark II, I've got my 8 to 25 millimeter f4 Pro. I'm also bringing the 45 millimeter f1.2 Pro. I got this a few months ago, taking it on one trip to Disneyland so far, taking it to Knott's Scary Farm. I'm really, really impressed with this lens. I can't wait to see what it does on dark rides. And I brought my little 12 millimeter f2. This is the only lens I brought that's not weather sealed, but it's very compact, and I really enjoy that 24 millimeter field of view. It lets in less than half as much light as something like my f1.2 lenses, so it's not as easy to shoot with. And then I'm just bringing a few spare things. I am bringing stuff to do long exposures because this is going to be a photography-centric trip, so I've got all the stuff you saw in my long exposure video. I've got my remote release. I've got my L bracket. I've got the stuff to attach my DJI that I'm filming on now to the top of my OM1. Because I'm only here for a couple of days, I only have 1 day in each park. I'm not going to be able to have the time to ride rides multiple times, once to shoot video B-roll and once to shoot stills the way I do in Disneyland. So I got to be able to shoot video and shoot stills at the same time. This lets me capture video with the DJI while also getting stills, because the DJI will be mounted to my camera via the cold shoot. A couple of spare batteries, filters, circular polarizer, and 5-stop ND filter, variable ND filter. And I decided to bring the Mantis Pod. I know I made a video saying that this thing is just okay, but it's too bulky and I don't use it very often because it's kind of bulky, but I've never brought it to Orlando, so I wanted something to support the camera, and I want to give this thing a shot. We'll see how many times I actually pull this out of the bag. It better be more than one. Neck strap, obviously, and a few other things. But that's really about it. I want to try to keep it lightweight. I want to try to keep it relatively simple. I wanted to eliminate the risk of giving myself too many choices, if that makes any sense. Sometimes if I give myself too many choices, I spend too much time agonizing over which lens do I use. If I only have 3 lenses, it makes things easier. And I brought 1 wide, 1 short, and 1 zoom, and that zoom isn't very long. I've never come to Orlando with less than 150 millimeters of reach before. I've only got 45 millimeters of reach on this trip. So this will be a challenge in exploring, limiting my options and forcing me to get a little more creative than just zooming in with my 150 or 200 and just snapping away with abandon. So I'm hopefully going to bring home fewer images, but a higher rate of keepers is my hope. So on my arrival night, I kind of hadn't decided what I was going to do this first night in the room. It's 7:45 now. By the time I got off the plane, got out of the shuttle made all of its different stops at 3 or 4 other resorts, dropped me off here. I was hungry, so I went into the food court, had a pulled pork sandwich and a beer. Now I'm back in the room. I just filmed this unpacking video, and now I got to figure out what I want to do for the night. And originally I was thinking, I could go to Disney Springs, or I could go to Polynesian, maybe try to get into Trader Sam's tonight, have a few drinks over there. But I'm also kind of tired because I've been up since like 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change into my swim gear and head down to the pool, because the pool was open, I think, until 10. And I'm just gonna relax, maybe have another cocktail and take it easy, go to bed early, and get up early tomorrow and start hitting it tomorrow, because tomorrow's my Epcot day. All right, so my trip to the pool was short, but eventful. I didn't stay long because it's 84 degrees outside with high humidity, and the pool water temperature is 87 degrees, so it is not really refreshing. I went over and tried both pools here at All-Star Sports. Both of them were 87 degrees, also because it's a more family-friendly resort than the Grand Californian, which is where I stayed last time. They don't have cocktail service, on the pool deck. They don't allow food or drinks on the pool deck, so I couldn't just go to the bar stand and have a drink and sit by the pool and enjoy it the way I could at other resorts. So I just did a couple of laps and swam around, and I came back to the room. But before I came back to the room, I stopped again at the food court and grabbed some food that we'll keep in the fridge that's over here. And I grabbed some utensils. I grabbed a couple of drinks. Here at All-Star Sports, the cafeteria is open till 11. So I grabbed some stuff to throw in the fridge. That way, if I get hungry in the middle of the night, if I come back from the park tomorrow night and I forgot to eat later in the evening, and I at least have some snacks that I can eat. And so I tend to accumulate snacks in my room fridge over the course of the days that I'm staying here on property. Not really a photography tip, but maybe I'll try to do more travel-centric stuff for you guys as well. So there's a top travel tip from me, is stock your fridge with food the first night you get to your Disney resort. That way, in case you forget and you need something to eat, you've got something stashed if you don't have the option to buy it. So now I think I'm gonna go put this stuff in the fridge, and then I think I might grab my camera and just go for a walk around the resort. It's a little after 9 o'clock, and I may try to snap some photos of some of the decor we have here around the resort. And tomorrow I'm gonna be in Epcot for the day. So that'll be a separate video, so stay tuned for that, for day 2 of my solo Disney trip. Thanks for watching.